Good morning, Creek. Now, why my voice is creaking. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all, if I don't do anything else, I'm buying a new computer. I'm buying a new desktop. I got a new iPad. I got a new MacBook. I need a new desktop. That's what I need. Good morning. Good morning, Cousin Carl. Good morning. Hope you guys are ready to get this morning started. It's going to be the most amazing day ever. It's going to be a good day. As soon as everything starts working. So let's do the introduction. Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family not have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget the podcast. Don't forget all the things where you can listen to the Fearless Morning show. Don't forget the books. Don't forget don't forget the workbooks and don't forget the classes. We have those. Going over to livepastcrazy.com as well. Don't forget Sister Rise Retreat is coming up. And I'm going to grab the link for that in just a second. Thank you for everyone who has already started or committed to coming. I appreciate you so much. So good morning. Happy Friday. It's going to be a good day. Good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Miss Nicole. How you doing? So it's going to be the most amazing day, right? We already know that part. Yesterday we talked about navigation and that the words are, the light for us. And I really like that. Like that really felt good to me to talk about that yesterday. So today let's go to the quote of the day first. The quote of the day is just a little bit. If you want to free yourself, and you guys have heard this quote before, but it's going to go with the thought of the day. If you want to free yourself, you must first become conscious enough to understand your predicament. Then you must commit yourself to the inner work of freedom. You do this as though your life depends on it, because it does. Stand firm in the seat of the witness and release the hold that the habitual mind has on you. This is your life. Reclaim it. This quote comes from the Untethered Soul, page 22. If you want true freedom for yourself, you must first become conscious enough to understand your predicament and then decide what do you want to do about it, and commit yourself to the inner work of that freedom. And what does that look like? So on this lovely day, I don't know why this, and if Joshua, I don't think Joshua is here yet, but hold on one second. I wanted to get something. Joshua, in all of his sweetness, made me something and sent it to me. And I wanted to share it, but I'll wait till I see him pop on. So I wanted to grab that right fast. Okay, now I can see better because I was blurry there for a minute. All right, so that is the thought of the quote of the day is, if you want to free yourself, you must first become conscious enough to understand your predicament. Then you must commit yourself to the inner work of freedom, right? And then stand firm in the seat of the witness and release the hold that the habitual mind has on you. This is your life. Reclaim it. So the thought of the day, is it is time. It is time. The time is now. It is time to understand more. Like I always talk about, we got to understand more about this, and maybe you keep putting it off, but it is time to understand more today. It's time to understand more of who you are, why you are, what you are being, and why you are being. Like it's time for you to understand more. And when you know it's time to understand more. Good morning, Miss Lowe. When it's time to understand more, we stop putting time restrictions and time limitations on things, right? We don't say one day in the sweet by and by. We're not waiting to get to heaven. We're not waiting for this thing to happen. We are working in it now. So I want us to know that the time is time now. So what is it time now for? I'm so glad you asked me that. It is time now. If you have never understood your predicament, whatever it may be, and you ain't even got to use the word predicament, you can use the word issue, life, problem, situation. You can use it whatever you want. It's time now for you to understand that. Now, not only to understand it, friend, but to break it down and look at it, to acknowledge it for what it is. It's time for you to acknowledge this situation for what it is, whatever that may be. If it's something that drives you crazy, let's address it. If you assume that if you're just a little more patient, things will work out. Maybe you need to look, the time is now to look at that. And listen, I want you to ask realistic questions of yourself. Good morning, Joshua. I was waiting for you to come on. I got my package. I was going to show everybody what we got, what you sent me. So thank you. I'll do that in just a second. So the time is now for you to look at it and break it down and not be naive or not be put off by what you assume. Like, it's time to look at the ugly truth. It's time to look yourself in the mirror and say, either this is working or this is not working. It is time for you to decide, either you going to use the bathroom or you ain't. Either you going to keep moaning in pain or you're going to actually deliver something. Because some of us can hold our labor, meaning our issue, our problem, long enough so that we never get to what we want. So the time is now. So today is the most wonderful day because you got the rest of the weekend to think about this thing. And again, you can say, Jojo, it doesn't take all of that. I'm just suggesting some things that if a thing, issue, person, place, thing, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, has continued to be something that makes you go, and you can't quite put your finger on it, or you deal with it because you assume that's your responsibility. The time is now to look at that. The time is now to decide what we want to do about it, how we want to do about it, because ain't nobody got the answer more than you. That's about as country as I can make it. Nobody has the answer other than JoJo. Can't nobody tell it. Can't nobody solve it. Can't nobody give me the answer other than me. Period. It's going to require me to, like the quote yesterday, to be one with the power to be visible in life. That means for me to know that it's time to handle this situation, whatever it is. It's going to require me to be comfortable realizing the power inside of me to make this decision, to make this move, to make this next thing happen, whatever it is. It ain't, if it's nothing big, it ain't got to be nothing big. It can be something small, but the time is now. It is time now to understand more. And what does that more look like for you? And as you upgrade yourself in your journey, your walk, your religion, your spirituality, honey, whatever word you want to call it, as you grow more into that, the more demanding it's going to be that the time is now. Because you will see that things are happening urgentaneously, and you need to respond urgentaneously inside of yourself. Meaning, you will see something and you will know that it requires something from you. And one day ain't ever going to get here. And so today is the day that you have to address that thing. Today's the day you have to put your big girl panties on. Fellas, put your briefs on and say, I'm going to handle this business today. Flat-footed, chest out, head up, shoulders back, to know that you can navigate life, period. You have all the right tools. You are smart enough to make this decision. You are smart enough to do the next thing that you need to do, whether it is a career move, whether it is a relationship move. But the time is now. All this week, I think that has been like a running theme, right? So yesterday we talked about the light words, acceptance. Why do you want to be here? Response time. What is it costing you not to respond? We talked about a lot this week. When you don't feel like you belong, win. And that the word win, honey, go back and watch Monday's show. And so today we're going to close it out with the time is now. I understand my why. I know my words are guiding the way. And if everything has been set up, so everything now has been set up for us. Everything is in place. Now is the time. You understand your why. You're clear. You're not worried about how. You know that your words are going to guide the way. You understand your power to be visible above the comfort of you being invisible, because you've been living this life for a very long time. Why would you want to rock the boat now? Why would you want to cause a problem now? Because you've been coasting with this for a very long time. And you've gotten used to it. See, in the beginning, it kind of bothered you. Listen, this is how we get caught up in jobs, people, place, things, insert religion, whatever. In the beginning, we know something ain't right. We can't quite put our finger on it, and we don't trust our first mind. We don't trust our gut instinct. And we just let it go. And you're like, well, maybe it's not that big a deal. It's just not. Like, in the grand scheme of things, this is small compared to all the other things in life. And as the years go, it continues to grow. As the years grow, it is now that thing that is constantly on your mind. And it's because we did not go with our first mind, which was to do something about it. And now that we know it's time to understand more, now you may be 45, 46, and you realize that now it's time to understand more. What you've been dealing with this thing for how many years? 10, 11 years. And you've gotten comfortable with sacrificing your self-worth, your mindset, honey, your finances, your mental health. You've gotten so comfortable with settling and sacrificing to accommodate this thing that now that it's time, you've gotten comfortable with dealing with the pain. You've gotten comfortable with dealing with, I'm going to call it that thorn in your flesh. You've gotten comfortable with that. Because some of us build our life around the thorn in the flesh. I ain't saying, Bible scholars, you ain't got to have one. Honey, that's on you. You figure that out for yourself. But if you're aware of it, and if the time is now to handle it, and it becomes the source of your crazy, why do we continue with it? Why do you build around it? Why do you accommodate it? Why is it the thing that you assume it is your plight in life to carry? Who told you that was your plight in life? Who said that? Why do you accept it? And friend, if it ain't ever been any time, the time is now for you to think those questions and ask those thoughts. Now, I ain't saying you ain't adult when you compromise with people. So there's a difference between compromising and taking advantage of. There's a difference between working in a situation, career, mental, emotional, physically, financially, and understand that it ain't working. There's a difference. And we're old enough and grown enough to understand that difference. I just want us to be old enough and grown enough to understand that the time is now that you got to do something about it. I don't want you to be 65, 75, 80, wishing that you had handled it in your 40s. And if you're waiting on death to be free, life is slowly being taken away from you. You don't enjoy anything. You don't enjoy nothing about this life because you're waiting on death to be free, because you don't realize that the time is now to do something about this thing, whatever it is. And as you begin to upgrade yourself, and as you begin to think differently of yourself, hold yourself to a higher standard, hold other people to the highest standard, as you begin to do that, it's going to become more demanding. It's going to become more pressing, more urgent on you to do something about it. Again, this is just a thought or a suggestion. You're free to do whatever you want. But I sense it is now time to understand more, to do more, to think more, to be one with the power to be visible in life, and not to be sitting in the back saying I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't want that. I don't want that for any of my friends. If you call me with something, I'm going to be so excited. Like my friend called me the other day. I was so excited for her. I started to cry. I was so happy for her. I'm going to be over the moon happy for you, because I understand the journey it took for you to get there. For all of us to get to wherever it is that we're trying to go, at some point it took you being strong. It took you understanding your power. It took you saying, I'm going to stand up and be visible and be seen in this moment so that I can do this thing. Now, if you're a God's girl, that's what your religion is based on. For you to stand up and be seen. Because if we're greatness on display, God, and we are his words in flesh, right? Then we are his greatness on display. How dare we tell the creator that he didn't create something great? In our arrogance, we do that. So I'm just suggesting that the time may be now to pay attention, to understand more, to look at things differently, to reevaluate some situations. Now, listen, if you're committed to this thing, whatever it is, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, if you're committed to it, I'm happy for you. If this is the thing that you, listen, I'm excited for whatever you're excited for. Because it is not, I can't understand your journey just like you can't understand mine. That's why you have to understand your why and be clear on that and stand on that part. And as you understand your power, that you can navigate your way through life with your thoughts, with your mindset, and that your words are leading you to your final destination, you've got to understand that the time is now. The quote of the day: if you want to free yourself, you must first become conscious enough to understand your predicament. Then you must commit yourself to the inner work of the freedom, as though your life depended on it, because it does. Now you must stand firm in the seat of the witness and release. The seat of the witness is you looking at you. You got to stand firm in you understanding this is what we are about to do. This is how we about to achieve it. Stand firm in that and release the hold of the habitual mind, that thing that keeps telling you, go back to what you always did, because that's always worked. Release that hold on that mind, that habitual mind has on you, because this is your life and it is time to reclaim it. And if you're a God's girl and you read the Bible, y'all know the song, New Mercies I See Every Day. Renew your mind every day. It is a real thing. It is a conscious effort to renew your mindset. It is an effort to say that the time is now. This is what I'm going to do now. And to trust yourself with your power to do it now. Because you may, I don't even have the energy to do it today. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Trust yourself that you got the energy to do it today. You got the power to do it today. If not today, when? When is that going to happen? When is that? We talked about that in the book club last night. If y'all want to join the book club, please let me know. It's free. We're discussing, we just started, we had our first night discussing book 2, Transition of Freedom, and they do get a workbook with that. With book 1, I had a workbook with as well, and you could get a copy of that. It go right there. And that goes to Fearless Woman Born to Give Thanks. But if we don't understand that part, if we continue to negate how powerful we are, or to not understand that the time is now, we will build our whole life, and we have built our entire life around that. I just want us to be aware of, I think the main thing is I want us to be aware of where we are. I want you to be present right now, and not just be living, like not participating in life. I want you to pay attention right now. Stop. Even if that means turn off the morning show, honey, go do what you got to do. But stop and pay attention to what is in front of and around you right now. And then ask yourself why. So I'm sitting in this house. Why do I live here? Do I like it here? And then start asking yourself some questions and listen to the real answer, that gut answer that comes from the inside, not the answer that you assume society wants to give you. You need to give society. Like, why are you in this relationship, honey? Because you know them church folk. Why did you do this? Well, because you know mom and them. Why did you do this? Well, because my family, my situation dictates that. Be present right now. Be aware in this moment right now. And y'all know on Monday we did the stretching exercise with the mind. Now would be a great time to do that exercise again. And as you stretch even further, because you stretched your mind in that moment, as you're going down or leaning back, whatever, stretch your mindset as well. And in that breath, ask yourself questions. Be aware. This is where I am. I've been at this job for 10 years. This is where I am. I want you to be like a kid that questions everything. Wow, I've been living here for 8 years. Did I not think I could have anything else? Be aware in this moment. Wow. Oh, I don't know where this extra 40 pounds came, but Lord, here I am. Because in living life, we rush past all those things because we just don't have time. But I want to press upon you that it's urgentaneous that you pay attention today, that the time is now. And that as you become aware, if I had to ask anything of this week, is that you become aware of how you're standing in this moment. Like, how are you standing right now? The person you're sharing this life with, how are y'all standing? This person that you call your best friend, how are y'all standing? This career, your finances, your mental health, your emotional health, how are you standing? And if you don't like how you're standing, then today it's time. The time is now to upgrade your perspective of yourself, your situation, honey, your relationship. All of that results back to doing the inner work of freedom. All of that results down to being peaceful, period, and self-love. All of that resorts down to that. So on this lovely day, I hope you have the most amazing day ever. I just wanted to remind you that the time is absolutely now. If you want to free yourself, you must first become aware of your predicament and conscious enough of it. And you got to stand firm in the seat of the witness, which is you looking at you. And release the hold of that habitual mind that keeps you stuck. That mind that says, Joseph, you ain't got time to think about that. Just do. You ain't got time to worry about that. Just do. Release the hold of that mind so that you can live your life, so that you can reclaim it. So on this lovely day, I felt it was time. I felt urgentaneously to share that the time is now. We ain't waiting on the sweet by and by. We ain't waiting till the morning train. We ain't waiting till every round goes higher and higher. Insert any church hymnal you like, honey. Any of them. The time is now. It is time. So as you become aware today, whether it's mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, whether it's you becoming aware of your surroundings in your career, your relationships with your religionship, your family, as you become aware today, what is it? What is now time for you to do? What does that time look like? And as you choose to understand more, because you know now is the time, as you begin to upgrade yourself and upgrade who you are and why you are and all the things, as you begin to do that, then you'll get some answers that you may have been seeking for a while. Maybe now things will begin to make sense. Maybe now they're not making sense because you're not aware of how you're participating. Maybe you're not aware of your power. Maybe you're not aware of that habitual mind, meaning that mind that keeps you going all the time in the same thing. Maybe you're not aware of that. But if you want to be free, you must become conscious enough, my friend, to let it go. To let go of those habits and to let go of that thing. Oh, Joshua, hold on. Look, y'all. Joshua made me the most amazing. And Joshua, I'm probably holding up backwards. I don't know what material this is, but I like it. And when so I tried to open it when I saw it yesterday. I tried to do a quick video to open it. Yeah, my kids cannot record anything. This is the back. Thank you, Joshua. I wore it yesterday. So I wore it around the house yesterday. And they was like, Mama, what is you doing? Listen, I am thankful for my Fearless Morning Show family. I love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all being here with me every day. I appreciate all the things and all the people who take time out of their day to come hang out with me, because you absolutely did not have to. You could have done anything that you wanted to do. Okay. You could have been anywhere, done anything. So I appreciate you taking time out to be with me today. Don't forget the Sister Rise Retreat. That is the link. If you'd like to go ahead and start your purchase, you do have the option to pay in full as well as set up payment plans. So that is completely up to you. It will be in South Carolina. It will be in Hilton Head. So as we get closer to that, you'll receive more information and all the things and all the forms that you need to complete and all of that. So I want you to come with an open mind. Okay, this ain't and then, to be honest, if I don't think that you may think you're ready, but I'm so protective of the atmosphere that we are setting. I want to be mindful of who is coming. So know that you got to come with an open mind. You got to come ready to think outside of the box and be ready to revitalize all of that sacred energy and to do whatever's necessary to get you started on whatever path that you choose that is right for you. I want you to have the courage to create your life, whatever is most important to you right now, that you can navigate it, that you can set words in place so that you can guide yourself along the way. So I hope you have the most amazing day ever. Please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. And I will see you guys here bright and early. Y'all want to do, listen, I don't know if I can do a Saturday morning show tomorrow because, listen, I'm going to post this. Rosie's doing the SAT tomorrow, so y'all wish her well. But I will be speaking in Canada tomorrow. So I will post that so that you can join me. And we're going to be talking about the 5 steps to 5 keys to live past crazy. So you can join me. And I think it's at 1:00 on Saturday. It will be Eastern Standard Time. So I would greatly appreciate it if y'all can come hang out with me. I have about 45 minutes and we will take all the questions and go over all the things. And I might have a freebie for you. So I will post that as well. Thank you. Good morning, Tammy. I'll tell her thank you. Listen, Rosie, she even forgot. I was like, Rosie, I got an alert that you got the SAT. Now I done paid for the book. I done paid for all this practice stuff. So wish her luck tomorrow. And I know she's gonna do well. So I hope you guys have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. And please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. So if I don't do the Saturday edition of the Fearless Morning Show, just know I appreciate you being here. Maybe I'll do it later on in the day. Like instead of in the morning, maybe I'll do it later on in the day. But either way, have the most amazing day. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.